Hello and welcome to Dash of Annie. Today I'm going to show you the easiest way to make a delicious steak and two sides that you can pair with it. For this dish you're going to need 2 steaks, sea salt, pepper, thyme, rosemary, and shallot. For your sides you'll need red potatoes, cream cheese, milk, and green beans. You'll also need garlic, butter, salt, and pepper for everything. Let's get started with our steaks. Since we'll be cooking our steaks in a frying pan, I like to buy striploin steaks. They're usually on the thinner side, so they tend to cook pretty quickly. You're going to want to transfer your steaks to a sheet pan and pat them dry with a paper towel. This gets rid of any moisture and helps the steaks stay nice and crisp on the outside while cooking. Next, season all sides of your steaks with sea salt and freshly cracked pepper. I also like to add salt and pepper in a line down the middle so that later I can use that to season the sides of each steak. Seasoning your steaks beforehand is also going to help you give your steaks that nice crisp outside when you sear them. I also recommend using a bit less salt than what you see here. It did turn out just a bit too salty for my taste. After you season each side, you can pat or rub the salt and pepper in a bit just to make sure it stays on. Once your steaks are nice and seasoned, put them in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. Next, you're going to create a baste for your steaks. Cut up about 1/4 cup of butter into cubes and add them to a saucepan. Next, you can dice up a shallot. I don't know why, but shallots make me tear up way more than onions do, so I had to chop this one really carefully. Next, add dried thyme, dried rosemary, and garlic. Set this aside until you're almost ready to cook your steaks. Let's move on to our mashed potatoes. You're going to keep the skins on, so make sure you wash them really well. If there are any pockets that might have dirt in them, I like to peel those out. There's nothing worse than biting into a bit of dirt while you're eating. Cut your potatoes into cubes. Since you're going to mash them, the size of your cubes doesn't matter all that much. Add about 5 cups of water to a pot and bring that to a boil. Add your potatoes and turn the heat to medium-high. I love using red potatoes to pair with steak. The red skin adds a nice texture and color to your potatoes, and this recipe tastes just like the type of mashed potatoes you get at a steakhouse. While the potatoes are cooking, let's move on to our beans. To a frying pan, add 2 cups of water and bring that to a boil. Add about 2 handfuls of washed and trimmed beans and turn the heat to medium-high. If you keep the lid on while you boil them, they should be done in less than 10 minutes. Let those cook until you can pierce one easily with a fork. If you like your beans softer, you can cook them for a little bit longer. When they're ready, drain the water out. Turn the heat to medium and add a tablespoon of butter and 2 cloves of diced garlic. Mix everything together so that the beans are coated evenly in the butter and garlic. Season with a bit of salt and pepper and let this cook until the garlic is golden. Your potatoes should be nice and soft now. You can tell that they're done by mashing a potato with a fork. If it breaks apart easily, it's ready. Drain the water from your potatoes and turn off the heat. Add 1/4 cup of cream cheese, 3 tablespoons of butter, and 2 cloves of diced garlic. I'm just mixing it a bit here to get the cheese and butter soft. Season with salt and pepper, and mash it all up. Oh yeah, and don't forget about the milk. I like to add a splash of milk at a time until it's at my desired consistency. Now that your sides are done, let's go ahead and melt the baste you put together earlier. This should only take a few minutes on medium heat. Once that's melted, set it close to where you'll be cooking your steaks. And finally, I'll show you the easiest way to cook your steaks. Add a tablespoon of butter to a pan on medium-high, and you can also add a bit of olive oil to increase the butter's smoking point. Once your pan is hot, add your steaks to the pan. Let them sear for 2 minutes on the side. I recommend using a timer on your phone so you don't get distracted and accidentally overcook your steaks. After 2 minutes, flip your steaks. As you can see, it's not that easy to do without a spatula, so make sure you've got one handy. Set your timer for 2 minutes again. While the other side is cooking, spread about a tablespoon of your baste on each steak. I promise this step will add so much flavor to your steak. I'll never cook a steak without this baste ever again. It's that good. After 2 minutes, flip your steaks again and try to keep the baste on as much as you can while you're flipping it. Set your timer for another 2 minutes and turn the heat down to medium and baste each steak again. After the 2 minutes, flip your steaks one last time and set your timer for 2 more minutes. Just look how gorgeous and golden they are. At the 1 minute mark, if any of the sides of your steak look a bit pink, you can use your tongs to sear those sides for a few seconds. Once your time is up, transfer your steaks to a wooden board or a plate. Let them rest for about 5 minutes. I've cooked these steaks for a total of 8 minutes, making them a nice medium rare. If you like your steak medium well, cook for a total of 10 minutes, flipping every 2 minutes. And if you like your steak well done, cook for a total of 12 minutes, flipping every 2 minutes. If you'd like, you can sprinkle some freshly grated Parmesan on those beans, and I like to scoop my mashed potatoes with an ice cream scoop. And now you have a delicious steak dinner for 2. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more food inspiration at @Annie. You can find links to those in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.